Now, 125 new cases of COVID-19 were recorded from 3,700 calls today. This represents a 3.4% positivity rate, taking the number of active cases to 3,837. 10 deaths were recorded, bringing the cumulative number of fatalities to 4,503. The cumulative number of COVID-19 cases now stands at 125,796. And of these, 117,456 are recoveries. And now to Zimbabwe's ongoing vaccination program. 20,726 people received their first dose yesterday, bringing the cumulative for the first dose to 2,750,681, while 13,844 people received their second dose, to bring the cumulative for the second dose to 1,742,641. Now, these figures translate to a national coverage of 31.9% for the first dose and 20.2% for the second dose. The vaccination in border towns and the people's markets is also going. And there has been a general decline in the number of cases of COVID-19, and this downward trend has even extended to the demand for hospital beds for COVID-19 patients, which now has close to 90% of its occupancy capacity unutilized. And the country has 168 hospitalized cases of COVID-19, and of these 21 are new admissions, 16 are asymptomatic, and 137 are mild to moderate cases. And 10 of those admitted have severe symptoms, while 5 are in the intensive care unit.
To note that there has been a corresponding general decline in the number of patients in need of hospitalization for COVID-19 management, with the country's hospital bed occupants also decreasing from the previous 14.5% to 10% during the week under review.
Now, Cabinet has also reassured the nation that the standard operating guidelines for the coordinated prevention and management of COVID-19 are being followed in schools. This comes after several students were caught unawares and ended up catching the virus. And this comes after several students, like I said, they caught the virus. But Monica Mchangwa, who is the Minister of Information and Publicity, gives us more on that situation there.
Cabinet is further informing the nation that during the week under review, 14 learners of a total of 299,689 enrolled in examination classes tested positive for COVID-19. A total of 19 teachers also tested positive, and Cabinet wishes.
Now, in July, the government of Zimbabwe called on all those serving in the civil service to get vaccinated for COVID-19. Though not compulsory, the government stated that civil servants will fall ill of COVID-19 without having been vaccinated will not be entitled to the COVID-19 insurance. This issue on whether or not vaccination for teachers was compulsory was once again raised at yesterday's media cabinet briefing. The Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Primary and Secondary Education, Tumisang Tabela, stated that at the moment they're still just encouraging teachers to get vaccinated, and any further change in policy will be communicated.
Once we are guided, then we implement and encourage our learners and our teachers to be vaccinated. For the teachers as well, I think they are members of the communities. They are from the communities right now as they go back to the school. And they have been encouraged. The situation has been, yes, please, it's not, you are not being forced, but be encouraged. But we're still against them to be guided because they are frontline workers, and Ministry of Health is the one which should be the best one to tell us whether we try and persuade all of them, or there's another language that can be used to get them all to be vaccinated. I think really those are my comments.
Now, the Ministry of Primary and Secondary Education carried out an awareness campaign on COVID-19 in all provinces of Zimbabwe in preparation for the reopening of schools. This program also included visits to all schools to assess their preparedness to reopen at full capacity, making sure that places of learning do not become super spreaders. UNICEF was part of this program, and yesterday they made rounds in schools as a follow-up to see how schools were managing during the first week of a reopening. UNICEF country representative Dr. Tajuddin Oyawale was pleased with the situation on the ground so far.
That is the most important, to hear their voice, to see them running. But more importantly, we also saw children who took time to eat. And for me, that's extremely important. Here at the Wesley College Primary School, a great feature here is that the children are learning. Even when the school was shut down, this was one of the schools that was able to avail alternative learning platforms like the Learning Passport to continue learning. This morning we also interacted with children who showed us how they managed during COVID, but more importantly, they showed us their resolve to continue to observe all the protocols so that the school remain open. One thing is to open the school, another is to keep the school open. And really, from the perspective of the children, they miss their school. And they are willing to do all that is required to keep the school safe. Two last point I want to make with regards to the management is that apart from having the classroom ready, they have put in place measures to screen children and visitors when they come in, but they even have an holding bay in case someone is sick before that person can be taken to hospital. These are very concrete measures. And I want to commend the principal, the teachers and the officials working with the parents to make sure that learning in the school is safe. And we also want to use this opportunity to commend the government, the partners, the Ministry of Primary and Secondary Education, including the Ministry of Health, that spent a lot of time and a lot of man hours before schools were opening, going around every school one by one. Our team in UNICEF, we were with them, and we are happy to see that the fruit of the hard work of going around to check that schools are ready is actually paying, because now we are seeing children in school. So I'm really very happy. I'm pleased that kids are back in school, and look forward to all that we all need to do together to keep them in school, but also keep them safe.
And that's all we had for you today on Diplomatic Passport, a show brought to you by ZTN in partnership with the Ministry of Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services. We are back again tomorrow, same time, and until then, stay safe.